You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and Beautiful fans, I've got your weekly spoilers for April 28th through May 2nd. Liam is pushing Hope away and Ridge is getting mad about something. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. Let's get started with these spoilers. And I just want to say, I hope that they released accurate spoilers this week because the ones they released last week were off the mark wildly. It was crazy. But these seem like they make more sense, so maybe whoever was, drinking on the job, I don't know what happened. All I know is that the spoilers that came out from the official source were bad. All right, April 28th, Monday, is season 38, episode 154 of B&B, and Steffy and Taylor find out who the showstopper was really meant for, and I don't think it was the wedding dress because that was the Portofino wedding dress. And if you remember the one model that was in the dressing gown saying she didn't know where the showstopper was, I think that Eric swapped out the showstoppers and sidelined that model without telling her. Steffy and Taylor are watching Brooke standing on stage with Ridge and they are on high alert and they are really ticked off. Katie, meanwhile, sees Daphne laying a smooch on Carter. And I just wonder if Katie's going to be jealous or if she's just going to be on high alert because of Hope. And she may also overhear something with Daphne and Steffy talking because of a conversation she has later in the week with Daphne. Also this week, and I don't have a date for this spoiler, Hope is telling Brooke that if she wants to be with Ridge, then that's what Hope wants for her, even though she is no fan of his. And, after he called her the B word and all that. And Brooke insists he's my destiny. I would pay not to hear the word destiny again on Bold and Beautiful. Tuesday, April 29th, season 38, episode 155. Ridge confronts Eric over the showstopper stunt that he cooked up with Brooke. I'm sure Ridge is just not going to be happy with his dad interfering, and it may actually have the opposite effect that Eric and Brooke are hoping for. And this little stunt may make Ridge so upset that he's more certain than ever that he is done with her because he just doesn't really Ridge doesn't like to be pushed, and if you push him, then a lot of times he just kind of walks away. So that may be them getting into dangerous territory. Also, Eric has welcomed, I did a standalone video on this the other day, but Eric has welcomed Taylor into the home, told her she's part of the family, and has been very supportive. And he was one of the ones who was leading the whole charge about Brooke betrayed us. And it wasn't just Ridge saying that. And now he is conspiring to interfere instead of just letting Ridge sort it out for himself. And that means he's actively conspiring against Taylor when she's never done anything to him, except be nice. And so it's just super sketch. We also have on Tuesday, Katie demanding the truth from Daphne. She was eavesdropping on Zende talking to Daphne. And of course, he knew for a while that Daphne had feelings for Carter. And I don't think he knew the depths of the whole Steffy Daphne plan, but he was aware of it. And Katie corners Daphne and asks if she came to Los Angeles just to do Steffy's dirty work. And I am wondering, if Katie is going to run right to Carter and tell him that Daphne's an agent of chaos. But realistically, even if Carter was upset, Daphne can explain, I told you I came here, expecting to find somebody worse. And I found somebody I actually liked. But why would Carter think they wouldn't try and stop him? Wednesday, April 30th, season 38, episode 156 of Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge is quite upset, still worked up about what Eric is saying to him and the actions that Brooke has taken. And Eric tells Ridge that he just needs to go back to Brooke and says it's where you belong. This is somebody else telling Ridge what to do, like he's not a whole grown man and can't decide for himself. And he tells his dad, Eric, I'm committed to somebody else. He is shutting this down And I don't think Eric is going to take no for an answer. Meanwhile, midweek, Katie fiercely protects Carter and Daphne doesn't stand a chance. So based on what happens later in the week, it looks like that Katie's going to tell Carter that Daphne has been targeting him the whole time. She might even, if she overheard about the seduction part of it, I mean, that's going to be a hard sell, but, you know, Carter just may not have a future with Hope no matter what. And that will give Daphne a chance because we know Carter doesn't like to be alone. Thursday, May 1st, episode 157 of the current season. Hope is suspicious about Liam's new living arrangement. I mean, clearly because of this medical crisis, he needs somebody watching over him. So, and he doesn't want other people to know. So I don't know if he'll move back in with Bill. That would be unusual. But however he has decided to take care of this, it looks like he's still not telling Hope that he's sick. Because if he did tell her, then she would immediately understand why he's chosen this new living arrangement and she wouldn't be suspicious. Will congratulates Elektra on the success of the jewelry line at the show. And I wonder if they will celebrate by getting much, much closer, which of course we all know is what he definitely wants. Friday, May 2nd, episode 158 of season 38. Liam basically pushes Hope away and tells her that she should give Carter another chance. Now, I feel like that he's doing this because he's dying, you know, and obviously he's not told her, at least not yet at this point. That's why she's suspicious about his new living conditions. And also, it wasn't that long ago that Liam wanted to get with Hope, but he knows he's dying. He knows there's a time limit and, you know, it makes sense. Also this week, Carter goes to Hope looking for a reconciliation again. He keeps going back. She keeps saying no, but you got to give him high marks for persistence. This time, when Carter goes to see her, he says, "Tell me that you want me as much as I want you." And Hope has this look on her face like she's about to break Carter's heart. They're standing in her mom's living room when they talk. And I do wonder if she listens to Liam and says, okay, we can give it a shot. Or, you know, I think that's less likely. I think what's more likely is Hope may tell him that they're over for good, that she just can't get past it. That seems what's most likely to me. We'll find out next week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.